Welcome back, folks. Nashtaters here. So starting July 1st till July 14th, we're going to be starting to have access to the Porcelain Tower. This tower is going to be pretty much the in-game content on Global. And I feel like this is a good time to discuss just a little bit about the tower. I think given the current situations about how the companies are not really being forthcoming with revealing details of their events and whatnot on their notice boards, I feel like I don't really need to make any sort of strategy video or anything, because it doesn't make sense to do so. For one, we don't know which version of this tower is going to come out. It's going to be the actual beta version that they use on the Japanese server, or is it some sort of mix match between the beta version on top of the new tower version they released in Japan, which according to many is a lot easier than the original beta version. If they stick to the original formula of the beta version, then that means on the 20th floor, if you complete it, you're going to have access to the Crimson Saber for your rain unit. And then on each 5th floor, you will be receiving 200 gems and some decent items. On the 10th floor, you will get a 10x pull summon ticket. So overall, if that is the case, it is in fact the beta unit, it's going to be very hard. And I don't imagine many people are going to be able to finish the entire 20 floors. So most of us probably going to be hanging out around the, I would say maybe the 15th floor-ish. Because in Japan, when it was first introduced, only the whales, I believe, hit level 19, or excuse me, floor 19 and floor 20. And even some of those whales had a hard time actually clearing floor 20. But if they release a simpler version, then I think that'd be actually a way to go. You know, having the ability to able to get that weapon will really, I think, help people to make that decision of whether or not they want to build rain. But I think I will give a few tips that I think will work really well for this encounter. But first of all, let's talk about the shop. I think in the shop they're going to be giving us access to buying Rainbow Sphere for 1 million gem or 1 million gold, and I believe also 3 Azure Spheres for 250 gold each. Again, this is what was first introduced in the Japanese release. In the actual campaign shop, in which you can exchange the medals that you earn by defeating the floors, you can also purchase 1 Rainbow Sphere for 3,000 medals. With all that aside, let's talk about some of the tips I feel like will be really helpful. The first tip I really want to talk about is the first several floors should be fairly easy. But bear in mind, you need a minimum level of 20 for your units to enter the tower. So my suggestion is use a really powerful unit in the beginning, especially an evasion unit, such as Shadow Lynx, Kitong, or maybe even someone like, say, Orlando, you know, using the Samurai sub-job. The key here is not to really use your skills. Try to manual it and then just go ahead and use normal attacks to kill them all. This will gonna save you some headaches when you get to the harder tower, or excuse me, harder floors. When you get to the harder floors, my suggestion is utilize your lower level units at that point first, like your level 20s, maybe your level 30s. Everyone should have a bunch of those laying around. And the reason being is each unit in this game during the tower will have limited use of their skills, both your units and enemy units. Your enemy units who are casters and supporting units most likely will be heavily using those skills. By utilizing this strategy, it will give you a huge advantage when you're deploying a fresh team, because when the scrub team is going in first, it's going to really make your enemy units use up all of their AP and all of their skills. And once they're done with their skills and AP, the caster is going to be pretty much useless. So you basically just go in there and clean up. Really pay attention to the reset. Now, according to the website that I looked up, it's every 48 hours you can reset. But other websites are saying 24 hours. So I think it makes more sense that it's 24 hours, because that's how it was on Alchemist Code. I think the coding is actually 24 hours, so it makes perfect sense. So if you get to the point where you just simply cannot get to the next floor, reset, right? Because you're allowed 1 reset per day. If that's the case, then make sure you don't waste that reset, especially if it's going to help you progress. Know your limits. You know, you're going to quickly find out what the ceiling of your account is going to be. You know, and once you reach there, it's okay. Don't be frustrated, because most likely the tower will be back. In the Alchemist Code, the tower returns once a month. So, you know, don't get frustrated. Just keep working on it. Keep working on your teams. And I think the units that are really going to shine in the tower are going to be units that are really good crowd control units, such as Zazan or any thieves, or giving your units weapons that can do crowd controlling effects, and of course support units. I think at this point people are learning that support units are very powerful. Time Mage is going to be very powerful because haste ability is going to be very useful, especially on the harder floors. So again, I'm going to be doing a Phoebe review this week, and I think she's going to be a really powerful unit in the Porcelain Tower. So again, I think that's all I have to say. I think at the end of the day, just make sure you have fun. I don't think I plan to make videos that showcase every single floor, because I think that's a little too much for people, especially the first couple floors. They're super easy. But if my strategies work, and I'm going to record them, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do some compilation videos like I did with the challenge. And I think that would be just really highlighting if my strategies work or not. So that's all the time I have for this video. As always, if you want to support me, please hit that subscribe button. If you like my stuff, hit the like button. And as always, take care of yourself and of your loved ones. Until next time, Nashtaters out of here.